What is up, my dude? Welcome back to another video. I have done literally nothing tonight at all. It is now 12:30 and all I've done this entire night, besides eat dinner, thank God. Thank God I did that. Otherwise I'd feel like, ugh, such shit right now. All I did for the rest of the time, for the past 7 hours, is watch TikTok. And so I thought I would make this video about all the things I learned via TikTok today. So I wrote them down. Number 1, Ben Barnes did not play Sirius Black. Ever. But we all just accept that he's Sirius Black. Like, he's fan casted so hard that people actually, like, find themselves thinking that he actually played Sirius Black at one point. But he never did. That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought that was nuts. Okay. Next. Ooh, this one's actually a really good one, because it has to do with my job. So, if you don't know, I work for a loan company that gives home loans. And, it absolutely drives me insane when the wife, so the husband and wife are buying a house together, right? The wife does all the work. She gets me all the documents. She's the one I talk to the most. She's the one who, started the application. She's the one who gave me everything, right? And then she's the co-applicant. Oh, it drives me in fucking sane. It's such misogynistic crap. Every time I see it, I'm like, dude, if the husband was the one doing all the work, then I would understand if he's the applicant. I don't understand why just because he's the man, she can't be the applicant. She has to be the co-applicant. Drives me nuts. And I'm so glad somebody else said that was so validating. I was like, oh, this has been driving me nuts since I started working here at this job. I've just been like, oh my God. And I know that my mom, the house that they bought, for sure, my dad was the applicant. It's like internalized misogyny. Like, are you joking? I know that my dad was the applicant and my mom was the co-applicant, even though my mom is the one that does everything. I'd be shocked to find out that my mom is actually the applicant. That'd be incredible. That'd be insane. There's no way. What else? This one TikTok. Maybe one day I'll actually save these TikToks and edit it into the video and stuff like that so you can all watch it, but that's just not me right now. I don't do the editing. Anyway, so this one TikTok was talking about how when they were younger, basically what they were taught in school is that one day robots would be so advanced that they'd take over everybody's jobs, right? And then we'd lose jobs. And she was like, and then I realized that I was anti-capitalist, and I went, wait a minute, I want robots to take my job. Go ahead, take away my shitty job. As long as there's enough resources to go around, I don't understand why I would need a job. Let the robots do the job. And I was just like, oh my God, stop. I need to get off anti-capitalist TikTok because it's driving me mad. I totally agree with this. I don't understand why we all have to work these jobs that don't actually need a human person there. It drives me crazy. Anyway, I was like, yeah, the robots take over the world. I don't care. Whatever. Next. Ooh, this one actually really good. This is a really good TikTok. Okay. So they were a non-binary person. I almost said she. She was clearly assigned female at birth. Just based on her appearance. And so that's why I said she, and I need to stop doing that. It's so hard. It's so difficult. Anyway, so they're a non-binary person and they were talking about how they just moved to a new place and they didn't know how to make friends. They didn't go to school. They didn't They didn't do anything that would allow them to meet new people and make friends. So they decided to go on Bumble, the Bumble friendship app. I don't remember what the friendship app part it was called, but anyway, so in the Bumble friendship app, and they're talking about how they were inclusive, like the app was inclusive for non-binary people. And she was like, "That's so cool." Like, oh, said she again. Oh, see, I need to get better at this. I'm really bad at it. It's so hard because I just been, I don't know. I've been so ingrained with the anyway. They were like, "That's so cool, like that I get to say that I'm non-binary, and I don't have to misgender myself on this app. That's so cool." And then the next question apparently was like, what should we say? Like, what do you want people to say when they look for you to be their friend? Like, what gender would you more lean towards that other people might be looking for? Would you say you're more a man or more woman? And they were like, and that's when I realized that this app wasn't for me, because I realized that all the women that I might have want to be friends with, they were all talking about how they wanted like a bunch of girlfriends to hang out with and watch The Bachelor, and they were like, that's just not me. And I was like, oh my god, that's so true. That's so true. Like I tried making friends on Bumble when I lived in LA, and it was just like, I don't like I'm not non-binary, but I just don't understand the whole like gal pals thing. Like, it's not my style of friendship. I honestly hate it so much. uh, and I'm not gonna like go play a sport with a bunch of guys either. So I want a real friendship, and that's what sucks is that those aren't things that people are really looking for. Like, they are. I know there's people out there who want that kind of friendship too. But it's so hard to like to just say it out loud. And that's why I've been giving up on like all the friends that I've made recently, in the past couple of years. Bye. We have nothing in common. We have nothing to share. We're not going to open up to each other. That's kind of just done. And so, let's move on. Anyway, what else did I learn today? Oh, I learned that I am a sucker for like subtle Harry Potter cosplay. It's so good. I love it so much. It's just like, ugh, so sweet. It's just so sweet. Like when they like lip sync to whoever's on the screen, whoever they're like dressed in like a fancy, outfit that's like slightly like fashionable but like Harry Potter related, and they just say something like from a character's like they mouth along to a character's like line from the movies, and it's just like, oh, I loved that video. That video is so great. He was so amazing. He had like a bunch of suits. Ugh, love it. Anyway, I'm a sucker for it. I'm all here for it. If I could dress like subtle Harry Potter cosplay every single day, that would be amazing. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, okay. This honestly kind of freaks me out a little bit. John Winchester from Supernatural is absolutely loathed by everyone in the community. No one likes John Winchester. And I realized that I also did not like John Winchester. I thought he was just so pompous, and I couldn't understand why I felt this way. I had a pretty good relationship with my own dad, and so I didn't understand why this was, why I didn't like connect with him as a dad. And it's because, well, first of all, he's a piece of shit. But also like he was kind of like the queer experience when it comes to parents. Like, it's kind of like the bad experience. Like, you can kind of understand, like, if people think that Dean is bi in any way, like, he couldn't come out to his dad because his dad was one of those dads who just wouldn't understand and would say he wasn't. And like force him back into the closet, that kind of thing. And like Sam at the start of the series, he's just like, I'm out. I'm gonna go do my college thing without you guys. And he was like, I ain't having that shit. And I realized I understand this a bit better now, because even though I have a great relationship with my dad, and I had a great relationship with my dad, there are some things that kind of brings up, like, I am a queer person and I'm not sure how he would react to some things, and he does take things not as well and not as great as I hope he would. And he also kind of just like wants to hold on so tight but not make it seem like he cares. And it drives me crazy sometimes. It's just like, say what you're thinking. Say that you miss me. Say that you're sorry. Say that you love me. Just say it. Just say it. I don't understand why people don't just say things that they mean. I say it to my sister all the time. All the time. I'll just be sitting there and we'll be staring at each other. We just got done with like a really nice conversation or whatever, and I'll just be like, man, I love you, man. The fact that we get to exist at the same time is just amazing. And I realize that both of my parents don't really do that. They say that they care, but they don't show that they care, or say things that show that they care. Like, I just want to hear something real from them sometimes. Anytime. I am tired of opening myself up for their criticism, their judgment, instead of them reciprocating, instead of them saying it first. Why do I have to be the one to bring up all my problems? They also have problems. Just tell me what's wrong. It drives me crazy. Anyway, so I understand the hate for John Winchester. John Winchester would be a terrible father, was a terrible father, and I feel bad for his two sons who were fucked from the start. And that's it. John Winchester is a shit. Anyway, next. Labels are extremely validating. I love labels, and I have been told all my life that I don't understand why people have to label themselves. Like, why do you have to label yourself? And it's like, dude, before I knew I was autistic, I didn't really exist. I wasn't feeling things. I wasn't understanding things. I wasn't understanding the way I was living. I was just on autopilot, and I was just going. Like, I didn't know. When I didn't know I was aromantic, when I didn't know I was asexual, when I didn't know these things, when I didn't understand these things, like, you have to understand, like, I need that label to validate my identity and to find other people who might share that opinion. Just because you are straight and see yourself represented all the fucking time, and you're neurotypical, so you see yourself represented all the fucking time, doesn't mean that I can't find my own thing to relate to. And if that thing is a label, then I'm going to take it and grab it and hold on for dear life. These are things that I need to cope with how I'm different from most of society. Like, it's honest, it's hard. It's hard. And I never again will hold back a label when I talk about myself. I will never again. My mom hates it with a dying passion whenever I bring up that I'm queer in any way. When I say that my brain doesn't work like hers does. When I say these things, when I label myself, she just, I see it in her, like, I'll say I'm queer, I'm aromantic. Oh, that's just because I'm aromantic, and she like flinches. And it's just like, oh, it drives me crazy every time, but I refuse. I refuse to hold it back. I refuse to keep it inside now. This is my truth, and I want to say it out loud. That's all I'm saying. Labels are super validating, and fuck anyone who says, I just don't understand why people have to label themselves. Like, can't you just be you? Why can't you just be Rachel? It's like, because I'm a person. And I get to choose how I get to describe myself. Just because you describe yourself as compassionate or whatever the fuck doesn't mean that my description of something that I can't help, being born autistic and aromantic, these are, why Why can't you just let me say these things? Is it because it's a bad word? It's a dirty word. It's fuck those people. Fuck them. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, this was fun. So, there's this dumb guy. He gets on. I don't remember. I don't know anybody's TikTok names. I don't follow anybody. I just scroll through my For You page until I find somebody. Until I find a video that I like, and then I like it, and then I scroll through my likes at the end of the day and just be like, oh yeah, I remember that now. So anyway, there's this guy. He's kind of dumb. He does trivia. You know, like those trivia where if you don't watch TikTok, you probably have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about through most of this video. I'm sure you can understand like some of the concepts, but anyway, moving on. God, I get so sidetracked. I mean, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so he was going through like Bible trivia, and I knew all the answers, and I went, wait a minute. Why do I know all of these answers? And I had to think about it for a second, because it's like, I didn't grow up Christian. I didn't go to church. I grew up pretty much agnostic, atheist my entire life. I like angels. And I suppose I've seen like a couple of like movies and stuff, but okay. The real reason why I knew these answers is because I watched Jesus Christ Superstar. That's the only reason. Like, one of the questions was, who's the Jewish guy who like turned Jesus in or whatever, to Pontius Pilate, and I was like, oh, Caiaphas, and they're like, Caiaphas, and I was like, oh wow, and I was like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ Superstar, the guy with a really deep voice, nice. And then, one of them was, how did Judas alert the Romans, of who Jesus was? And it was kind of like a weird phrasing of the question, but I knew immediately. I was like, oh, he kissed him. I gave him a kiss. You betray me with a kiss. God. Okay, I need to watch that. Oh my gosh, Easter was... I watch it every Easter and I haven't watched it. Okay. Gotta watch Jesus Christ Superstar now. That's my next thing. Okay, what else did I learn today? The universal nod was an insane thing for me. Like, I just saw on Pinterest today, that people have kind of universal, like, I forget, like, vocalizations, you know, like, everybody knows that means, I don't know, even though you didn't say, I don't know, you said, or like, or, aw. And I was like, that's so crazy that we just had like this universal way of, and like other languages also have their own little like nani, you know, from like in Japanese, like that it's a nonsense word. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a noise. It doesn't mean anything. And I think that's so fascinating. So when I scrolled on TikTok today and I saw the universal nod and how you kind of just know what things mean and you can have a conversation with just your head. Where it's like the nod up is like, sup, what's up, how's it going, what are you doing, you know? And then like the nod down is like, oh shit, I forget what the nod down means. But then like the nod to the right is like, you see what's going on behind me? Do you see that? Do you see what's going on over? Right? And then the left is like, hey, come on, come over here. What was the nod down? I can't remember now. It was like, oh, just like a hello. Like, it's more like a hello, or I respect you. Like, I respect you. Nice. That was a good point you made, you know? Like, So you could be like, hey, what's up? And then it's like, oh, do you see the people over there? And then it's like, yeah, I see that. And it's like, what? And it's like, yeah. You can have a whole conversation without saying a fucking word, just nodding your head in different directions. Insane. Love it. The things I learn on TikTok is insane. It's things that you notice, you know, but you don't actually really know until someone points it out to you. And it's insane. I love this app. I think it's brilliant. I think it's fucking brilliant. This is a fun one that I didn't know until today. Apparently I ship Larry like really fucking hard. I don't know shit about One Direction. Don't know a goddamn thing. I like Harry Styles. I like his new music. I've listened to a little bit of Niall, I guess. But the other people, like, I barely know them. I don't know Zayn or Liam or Louis or anything like that. But oh my god, somehow I got on 1D TikTok and my For Me page was like just like a bunch of edits of Louis and Harry just like staring at each other all lovingly. And I was just like, oh, don't do this to me. I cannot have another ship. I can't. Let's not. Uh, Speaking of ships, the other thing I learned today, why does no one ship Neville and Harry? What a... That's insane to me. That's insane to me. No one ever ships Neville and Harry together. It's a very rare pairing. Very rare. No one ever ships them together. Which is weird, because honestly, they make a lot of sense. Like, Harry Potter and Neville were supposed to be, like, either one of them could be the chosen one. They work together to defeat the guy at the end, because Neville killed the snakes, spoilers. And then Harry killed Voldemort. Like, why does no one talk about this ship? Why is it not more, like, mainstream? It's actually kind of cute. Like, they're friends, they're friendly. Neville helps him in the fourth task by, like, helping him with the thing. And not that that happens in the... Or does that only happen in the movies? Oh, no, I don't remember. No, I think he does help him, but I think he's manipulated by Moody or whatever in the books. Stupid. It's just dumb. Or fake Moody, which is actually Barty Crouch. Also spoiler for book 4. Anyway. Yeah. I thought that was so fascinating. I was like, oh yeah, why doesn't anybody ship them? Why don't I ship them? That's a kind of a cute couple. And I was like, oh, I'm writing a fanfic right now. I could totally use that ship. I think it's actually kind of cute. Weird. Anyway, what's next? Oh, crazy thing. I don't want to, like, say anything bad about, like, second cousins marrying or anything like that. But I thought it was like, I especially don't want to talk ill of the child. It's not their fault that, you know, their parents are second cousins. And that's kind of incesty. It's, like, borderline incesty, right? But did you know that Paul Rudd's parents were second cousins? I'm so confused by that. Not by the fact that they're second cousins or that Paul Rudd seems normal or whatever the fuck. None of that. But just the fact that this is the first time I'm hearing it. I've gone 27 years without knowing this fact. It's odd that this has never been said before. I thought that was very strange. And I realized there's a lot of knowledge that I don't know anything. Like, I don't know a lot of things. And that made me realize it. I was like, this is a nonsense fact. Like, who cares? In the grand scheme of things, it does not matter. But still, weird fact that I don't understand why I've never heard it before. Very odd. Next. Oh. Crazy. So, this white guy was on, he was talking about how his black buddy, anytime he would go to the grocery store and the clerk would say, you know, the cashier would be like, hey, do you want your receipt? He's always like, yes, I want receipt. Because he's worried that if somebody says that he stole something, then he can at least be like, no, I've got the receipt. Here, I bought it. Like, he has proof that he bought it, right? And that white privilege is the fact that I have never wanted a receipt my entire life. And anytime somebody was like, oh, do you want the receipt? I'm like, hell no, do not give me that receipt. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to throw it away. Because nobody's going to, like, say that I stole anything. I'm a sweet white girl. Very odd. Very odd. And just, like, that is a very solid explanation of what white privilege is. Like, there's obviously a lot more, but, like, at its most basic, this is a very good example to, like, show your friends and family who might be a little racist. And, oh, there's no such thing as white privilege. It's like, okay, when you go to the store and they ask you if you want your receipt, do you say yes? Because you don't. I very highly doubt a white person says yes, unless they're like super old and are like checking their like bank accounts, like doing a whole like balancing sheet thing. That's the only reason. So dumb. Anyway, what else? What else did I learn today? Oh, does anybody remember My Life with Derek? Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because, oh my god, absolutely they wanted to fuck each other. That's all I'm saying. It was the start of the step sibling porno. Anyway, that might be interesting to go back to. I wonder if Life with Derek is on anything, like streaming anywhere. I doubt it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it streamed anywhere. But that'd be interesting. I remember watching it religiously when I was a child. Like, it was on all the time. Crazy. What's next? Oh, so apparently I don't know how to do makeup. And I've kind of always known that. Like, I've always known that my makeup skills are like zilch. But the fact is I've seen some crazy makeup artists on TikTok lately, and they transform their face to where they're a completely different person. And I went, oh, I don't understand how these people do it every day. Because that becomes their new face. Like, that's how everybody sees them. If you take that away, you are going to look like a completely different person. And I'm not saying that's not valid, but, like, it'll be a culture shock if you don't wear makeup that day. That's so weird. That's so weird to me. I think they're fantastic. The artistry is insane. This one girl changed into Bucky Barnes. How the fuck? She looked just like him. She looked just like him. And all she did was contour her face. It was mind-blowing. That was insane. And then the other TikTok I watched was just like your basic contouring. But I didn't realize how much fucking makeup went on somebody's face. And then she just blended it all in and it looked so fucking natural. I went, how? How do you learn this? Who taught you this? Because no one taught me this. No one taught me how to put on makeup. I mean, granted, I never liked makeup, and I was pretty much a tomboy, and I think makeup is icky, and I still feel like, especially, like, mascara and things you put on your lips are fucking gross. Why would you put something on your lips? Why? Ew. Just like a waxy film, like, ugh. And then, like, my eyelashes need to stay, like, don't want to put, like, goop on them. That's so weird. I don't understand it. Okay, well then, never mind. I just thought it was interesting, like, that it took me a really long time to realize that people actually know how to do makeup and know how to do it super, super well, to the point where they do it every single day, and it takes them... I understand now why some girls take a really long time to put on makeup, because they're doing their art... They're doing a fucking piece of art every single day. It's insane. It's insane. Anyway, what else? A couple more things, I think, here. Oh, I thought this was a really interesting, really interesting thing that was brought up. It's talking about, people who, like, especially men, who say that being gay is a choice. So, if they think that being gay is a choice, does that mean that they're bi? Because I'm starting to think it does. If they think that they can choose just to ignore their love for men and just focus on their love for women, then they would think it was a choice. They could just be like, oh no, I'm not gonna focus on that attraction. I'm just gonna focus on this attraction because this is the right attraction. But are they actually bi? Are the straight people who actually just like women, do those people even exist? No, they must exist, right? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I thought that was such an interesting, like, thought, because I was just like, oh, yeah, if they think it's a choice, then, because, like, why would a gay person choose to be gay? Like, why? Why would they do that? They wouldn't. They wouldn't, is the answer, and it's all over the place. Like, I can't believe we're still having this conversation, honestly. It's so ridiculous. The fact that people think that you could, like, choose. And so the only logical explanation is that they think that everybody can choose not to be gay. Because everybody's attracted to both genders. That'd be insane if that was, like, actually a true fact. And then finally, so I was following this aromantic asexual girl, and she was like, reasons I realized I was aromantic and asexual long after the fact that this happened. And it was like number 35 or something like that. It was insane. So it's like way up there, right? And so it's like a POV of her friend saying, oh yeah, I can't wait to be married and all this stuff. And it's too bad that I have to date like duds before I find the right person. And she goes, why do you have to date duds? And I was like, yeah, why do you have to date duds? Doesn't make any sense. Why are you dating duds? And she's like, well, you don't know they're a dud. And I was like, well, why would you date them? I don't understand. If you know that they're going to be duds. And it's like, well, you can't find out if you're actually, like, if they're not going to be duds until you actually date them. And it's like, what? That's so crazy. That's so nuts. I feel bad. I feel so bad for, like, allo-romantic and allo-sexual people. That must suck, dude. That must suck. To have to, like, date these losers. to try and see if you're compatible. Oh, well, I'm mildly attracted to them, so let's see if I'm compatible with them by going on dates for 2 months. Oh, nope. What a waste of 2 months that was. And it's just like, oh my god, that sounds exhausting. Could you imagine? I was gonna do that until I realized that I was aromantic, and I was like, oh, good. Now I don't have to do that. But they must have fun doing it. They must have fun. It's the only logical explanation for me. Like, dude, I would hate that. And that's why I'm aromantic asexual. Because trying to date people to find out if we're compatible sounds awful. Just like, ugh. Anyway, that's what I learned on TikTok today. I cannot believe it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I did not put away my laundry. I did not wash my dishes. And I didn't do yoga today. Because I just spent the last 7 hours watching TikTok videos. And this is what